Hey there folks, my name is Daizoren and welcome back to MonDaiz slash MarviDaiz, because Marv is back, yay! It's been like 2 weeks without us. It's been weird. It's been just really weird and crazy. But I mean, it's been a crazy couple weeks, so kind of understandable for things to go awry, I guess. So yeah, because I was over at Indie PopCon and you were lazy and
yeah.
So, but anyway, we're finally back and we are trying to get back into the groove of things. So this week I've got a couple things I want to talk about. First things first, and Marv was in on this and I didn't know until just a couple days ago. But I got more fan art, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
From user and frequent commenter on the channel, just Potatochip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Potatochip. So Potatochip was kind enough to make some fan art that is me, that looks like I'm from the comic book Tintin. Or was this? Yeah, it was a comic book, right? Yeah, Tintin's a comic book.
It might well have been a comic book.
I think it was originally a comic book, and then it was like an animation. So
yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So it looks really cool, and I've already replaced my my banner on my Facebook page with it. So I have both fan arts now on the Facebook page, and then obviously the one fan art is my channel avatar. I would change my banner on YouTube to it, but I may or may not have some new banner art on the way. So I'm not gonna say any more about that right now, but there's something in the works for that. But anyway, it's so cool to get stuff like that. I can't believe it. Every time I do, it's so nice. And I guess Marv was in on it. He knew about it and was what exactly? You just like were giving tips on it?
I was just basically saying how awesome it was. Potatochip was just feeding it my way, just sort of showing updates, and yeah, that's awesome.
It was really cool. And I guess was done in, I think it was like using a mouse. So considering it was being used just a mouse to do it, it's very impressive, very well done. So thank you Potatochip. I wish I knew your real name, but thank you very much for that. It's much appreciated. Do you know his real name? Her real name? His or her? I don't know.
I do, but I don't know if he wants to reveal.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. If
Potatochip,
if they want to let me know, then that's fine. But thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. It's awesome. It's always really cool to see that kind of stuff, and blows me away every single time. And I think as soon as I saw it, I was just like,
I heard it from here.
Yeah, so it was awesome. But anyway, thank you again very much for that.
Good job, Potatochip.
Yes, good job. Very, very good. Okay, so aside from me gloating about stuff that has to do with me, I guess, which is still really weird to do, the things that we want to talk about this week, 2 things. So obviously everybody knows about PT and it being canceled. And I don't know if we've talked about this before. I feel like I have at some point.
But you touched on it, yeah.
Touched on it, okay.
Yeah.
But there is a game coming out that's called Allison Road that is using the Unreal 4 engine that looks like it's trying to take inspiration from PT. Now, however, the game has been in development before PT was ever known. So while a lot of people are actually saying that it looks like it's recalling PT and stuff, it's slightly inspired by it, but it's been in development way before PT was like a known thing. But it looks very, very like creepy realistic in the same way that PT was. Mm-hmm. Now there is like a full like demo playthrough of the game. I haven't watched it. Have you?
I have literally just found the link. I have not watched it, no.
I am not going to watch it because I obviously want to kind of stay in the dark about it, but I have seen like little GIFs, and I am calling them GIFs. I'm not calling them GIFs because that's just dumb. I have seen GIFs of like some spots from the gameplay, and it looks freaky, scary, and terrifying in the same way that Lisa was in PT. So I am super excited for this game. I have been following them for a few months now, ever since I first heard about it, like immediately after PT was canceled. Or I guess I should say Silent Hills was canceled. So I want you guys to check this out. I'll see if I can get the link for the prototype gameplay and put it in the description for you guys if you haven't seen it already. Or you could probably just search YouTube for Allison Road gameplay or something and probably find it. But check it out because it looks freaking amazing, and very, very realistic. And I guess it's going to be super detailed, kind of like the same way that Gone Home was really detailed in the interaction with the world and everything. You can like pick things up and like turn on a TV with a remote, and you can really get into the nitty-gritty of this house, and it's supposed to revolve around the entire house. So there's like, it's just the house and that's it, nothing else. So it should be very interesting. I'm very interested by it. Now, are you watching the video right now or something?
No, I'm not watching it. No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Well, what you've seen, at least, have you seen like screenshots and stuff like that? What do you think about this?
So that screenshot, well, the screenshot I've just found on Digital Spy. In horror games, if there's one thing I freaking hate, it's long corridors. Freaking hate them because you go down them and your anticipation levels are through the roof. You're crapping your pants. You've got noises, creaks, and you're like, what the freaking hell is going to be at the end of that corridor? Every
single time a long hallway comes in a game, I always look right at the camera. You guys know me. I'm always like, long hallways mean bad things. That's what it is.
It sucks, but it's just what we talked about with PT, like realism, just how realistic it looks, and putting the person, like the player, in that kind of situation, like mentally, it's more easy to believe as opposed to like a fantasy game or whatever, pixelated game. And just that sense of realism.
And if I recall correctly, yes, VR support is already promised on this one.
Yeah, so it's going to be on the Oculus Rift, and they say in the release date of the second half of 2016.
Let's see here, something like that. But yeah, so not only is this game gonna look real and terrifying, but you're gonna be able to experience it in the Rift, which this might be the most terrifying horror experience that will exist when it comes out. So this is looking absolutely amazing. I'm super excited and terrified at the same time. Like just thinking about playing this game terrifies me. Because after PT and experiencing that for myself, this is gonna be hard.
I know. There's not like, I can't really recall. I guess for me, the last sort of survival horror game that really put the heebie-jeebies at me was Alien, but even that, like in terms of like pure like raw fright, I think this is kind of, I don't know, it's just a realism, isn't it? Like obviously with Alien, you're kind of up in space with an alien, da 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 da. Right. But this is just, I don't like it, Kyle.
It's just walking through a house and being scared shitless. Now I don't know what the story is going to be, but I believe Allison Road refers to some kind of, I think it's something similar to what was that movie? Poltergeist? I think it was Poltergeist. I don't know if it's tied to that in any way, but for some reason I want to say that it is. I might be wrong on that one, but it's just the idea of being in the house and like there's a little girl in this that's going to be just absolutely terrifying, and apparently she's not the only thing, but that's all that they're showing is just a little girl. So there's going to be other things that are going to terrify and scare you, but they're not releasing any of that information. So it's like I'm staying in the dark on purpose on this game, but they're keeping people in the dark too. So it's like, let's give them a little taste, but nothing more. So yeah, I'm super excited for this.
It'd be interesting if it is literally, I guess it's literally going to be like the confines of the property. I guess you're not going to have sort of different settings, I guess.
Right.
But
yeah, so I'm interested in how that's going to work. If there's like, because Poltergeist kind of takes place in just the house, and it's just a bunch of freaky shit happening in the house. So I could see them doing something similar with this. So
yeah.
So anyway,
cool.
That's that. What do you guys think about Allison Road? Are you guys excited for it? Are you guys gonna play it? Are you like absolutely terrified? There's no way you're gonna play it because you're too scared. I'm hesitant, but I'm excited at the same time because it's like this is gonna be a great experience. But at the same time, it's gonna be super realistic. And I like after PT, I think it took me like a month or so for me to get over that game. And that was just a freaking demo. Like I kept having like like if it was late at night or something, I was afraid to go anywhere in my house because like, what if Lisa's there? I don't want to see Lisa. So when that happens, you got yourself a good game, and PT did that for me, and I have a feeling this is going to happen with this game too. But anyway, it's enough of Allison Road. It looks amazing, and I guess it's like one guy working on it. It's now a team, but it started out as a one-person project. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about Allison Road in the comments, and we will discuss this more. Okay, second bit of news, and this is, as of right now, just kind of an alleged thing or a supposed thing, not known if it's fact or not yet. But there was a Reddit post that showed someone digging out what appears to be the prototype Sony PlayStation / Nintendo PlayStation prototype. Now this was back in the 90s. Nintendo went to Sony and they said that they wanted to work together on making the next Nintendo console. And so Sony and Nintendo worked together to make what was going to be a disc-based Nintendo product. And things fell through, and eventually that led to Sony getting into the race with PlayStation, and Nintendo went on and made the N64. But somebody seems to have found a prototype that looks to be something called like a Nintendo PlayStation. It's got a Nintendo controller that says PlayStation on it. It uses discs as well as a cartridge reader, and has an SNES controller, and it's just it looks very convincing. It looks like it's aged for a few years, and I don't know, it's a convincing looking prototype. Now, have you seen the pictures of this?
I've got them right up in front of me.
Good job, Marv, staying on the ball on this one.
I know.
But as of right now, it's not whether nobody knows that this is real or not. The person who put it on Reddit says that they're apparently the son of a businessman who worked for Sony, and so they kind of dug it out of somewhere. I don't know where, but it looks very cool, and I'm wondering if there's any games for it, honestly. Can you imagine if there was like a specific game for this that never released like anywhere else or something? That would be crazy.
That'd be nuts.
But yeah, it's got like a little like volume dial on it, a headphone jack. It's got the red, white, and yellow cable thing in the back, as well as S-Video. Holy crap, S-Video was ahead of its time back then. Wow, that's really ahead of the curve. But yeah, it was called the SNES CD supposedly, but this one clearly says PlayStation on it. So what do you think about this, Marv? Do you think it's real or fake?
I would like to think it's real.
Yeah.
However, I just can't believe that this has just been sitting in someone's attic or whatever, and it's just been brought to light. I would have thought that we would have heard more about this sooner.
Right.
And that's why I have my doubts. But I would like it to be real, but I just don't think it is.
Right. For me, the part that kind of strikes me as I'm not so sure about this is the fact that it's called the PlayStation, and that the font on the PlayStation logo is exactly the same as it is on the actual PlayStation. Because this was called like the SNES CD supposedly back then, like when the prototype was being talked about and stuff. So the fact that it says Sony PlayStation on it, and it has like the PlayStation logo, like, and it's exactly as it appears on the original PlayStation. I don't know. It feels like Sony wouldn't have had that idea that early on, for it to be so perfect, and then they just moved it to a new console. So that part I'm not so sure about. Like it just seems a little too coincidental, I guess, or too perfect for it to be the final product, or for it to be like the prototype. I don't know. Have you guys looked at this yet? What do you think about this? Do you guys think this is a real thing, or do you think this is somebody just kind of trolling the internet and having a good time? I mean, again, it looks convincing. Like the bottom half of it looks like, actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it more, it looks semi-convincing because only the bottom half of it looks aged.
Yeah,
like they took an SNES bottom part and like put some other part on top of it or something, and then like tried to make it look convincing. I don't know. And
like the thing as well, so the bottom half, which is aged, I guess. The top half is not at all, but then near the controller port, where you've got like the not so aged look,
right?
But then you'd think that would be where the fingerprints and crap would be going, I guess.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's questionable as of right now whether or not it's legit or if it's not. But I mean, it would be kind of cool if this was a real thing. So what do you guys think about this? Have you seen the pictures? Do you think this is real? Do you think it's fake? Do you just want to see if it had any specific exclusive games that were never seen anywhere else? I don't know. It's very interesting. So I guess we'll find out in probably a couple months or so when someone finally gets a hold of this person.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. It's questionable. I think it's fake, but I want to hope it's real.
Yeah, it's the hope that kills you, cat.
Exactly. Hope slowly kills you more and more. The more and more you do it. Okay. Anyway,
do you think we could ever see this kind of collaboration
today?
Yeah.
Oh man,
do you think that's something that's possible?
I don't know. I think I could. Well, I could see maybe Nintendo working with another company to make maybe a home console, just because I think their home consoles as of late have been, well, the Wii U specifically has been kind of a failure. The Wii was not, but it hit a weird crowd, and that's why it became as popular as it did. But the GameCube wasn't a great success. The N64 did pretty well. SNES and Nintendo obviously both did very well, but there's been kind of a steady decline, albeit the Wii being the exception. So maybe someday we'll see Nintendo do some kind of collaboration with another company. Maybe Nintendo and Sega will come together to make like the Nintendo Dreamcast 2 or something. I don't know. So, because I know Nintendo works pretty much with Sega on just about everything of their products these days. Sonic is pretty much primarily on Nintendo products now, so which is just the weirdest, craziest thing for a person like me who grew up in the 90s, where it was Sega, now Nintendo, now Sega, Genesis, Super Nintendo, Sonic, Mario. To which I said, why not both? But anyway. So maybe one day we'll see it. I don't know. I know that Nintendo has enough money in the bank that their next like 3 game consoles could totally flop and they'd still be perfectly fine. So maybe not. What do you guys think? Do you think Nintendo's on a downhill climb, or downhill spiral? I guess it's not a climb because climbing goes up. Anyway, let's move on. So do we want to do 20 questions this week? Because it's been a while.
Whatever you want to go with, dude.
All right.
Whatever you want to do.
Let's do 20 questions. Do we want to do... Let's do video games, just because let's get back into something familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, I will think of a game, and then Marv will have 20 questions in order to try to figure out what it is. And then after the 20 questions is when you make your guess. So not that he has to guess within 20 questions. I think the 20 questions should be about figuring it out, and then you get one guess afterwards.
Yeah.
And then if he doesn't get it by then, I'll give him hints. For those of you who haven't seen this before, so I'll give him hints until he can figure it out, or he just says I give up, which will
until we run out of recording space on our hard drive.
That too. Although I think I'll be okay. Okay, so let me think of a game. Also, I can just look through my library. Okay, I have one. So let the questions begin.
Is it a horror game?
No.
Is it an action game?
Yes.
Is it on the... Is it the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era?
No.
PlayStation era?
No.
Like current PC?
Nope.
What's prior to PlayStation? Like the Nintendo era, as in NES, SNES?
No.
What the frickin' hell am I missing? Okay, alright, let me narrow this down in timescales. Okay, is it within the last 10 years?
Let me double check. No.
Is it older than 10 years?
Yes.
Beautiful, okay. PlayStation 2.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah!
I'm like, you're missing one key important generation.
Yeah. Okay. Action game, PlayStation 2, 9 questions. Well done, Marv. Okay. Is there a single lead in
Yes.
said action game? Okay. Is that lead female?
No.
Is there a sci-fi element to the game?
No.
See, my PlayStation 2 days were pretty slim. That was when I was dominated by sports titles.
Oh, okay.
Was it like a one of the top sort of mainstream titles?
I'd
Or was it like a lesser known?
I'd say yes.
Was it a one-off or part of a series?
A series.
Was the location or the setting of the game like a real location, or is it made up?
Yeah, that's hard to answer. I'm gonna say yes and no. Like, yes and no. I have to say yes and no.
Okay.
There's a blending of the two.
I think of the two. Is this game? Does it feature like an action hero, like a superhero?
A superhero? No. Though, well, it doesn't feature a superhero in the sense of like Superman or Batman or anything like that.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that the character isn't superhuman.
Okay, let's try and think of companies. Konami, one of the obvious ones.
No.
Capcom?
They're publisher, not developer.
Oh. Capcom is publisher.
Apparently, or only in Japan though. It looks like, so not in America.
Capcom. So Capcom with the publisher in Japan,
Yeah.
not in America. Okay. The lead character.
Yeah.
Does this lead character go through the game alone, or does he have like colleagues or friends with him part of the way through, or
Alone. Last question.
is there any element of driving in the game?
No. No driving whatsoever. Guessing time.
I need some hints, I think.
Okay.
Great big ones.
It is not sci-fi, but it is the opposite side of the spectrum in that it is a fantasy game.
Hit me.
Okay. The director of the game is David Jaffe, if that rings a bell. Okay. There were, in terms of main titles, there are 3 of them. However, there have been other spin-offs on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Portable and Vita, I believe.
No.
Okay. The action is incredibly brutal.
No.
Okay.
I'm
This
failing.
this
Give me
one
more
this
hint.
one I hope will get it. The main weapon that is used by the character they are called the Blades of Chaos.
No.
They're blades with chains attached to them.
Nothing's hitting my brain, mate.
Okay. It takes place in Greek mythological time.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very well known for using QTEs before they became super popular. Which are when X shows up on screen, you have to press it multiple times.
Is it Final Fantasy title?
No.
No, I seriously have no idea, mate.
No idea. My god. Kratos.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of God of War?
God of War, I've heard that, but like what you just said, no.
Kratos is the main character of God of War.
Nope.
You never.
Nope.
Oh man.
No, never played it.
Oh, that's bad, dude.
Yeah,
just God of
video.
War.
People will notice. Just yeah, just dub it. So yeah, I got that one. Yeah. No, I've never. Yeah,
man.
Never.
You should get on that because they are amazing games.
Let me Google.
Oh man, here's the thing. The kicker is like, was it 10 years? Is it 10 years old or less than 10 years old? It's not, but only by like 4 months. It's 10 years and like 4 months old.
I wouldn't have got it anyway.
Because it came out in March of 2005. July, yeah. So it's just about 10 years and 4 months old at this point. But yeah, oh man, that's crazy. You've never you don't know anything about that game.
Nope.
Wow. You should play that game then. They have the you don't have your PS3 anymore though, do you?
No.
Darn it. They have it might be on
I've got
PS2
though.
Oh, you have a PS2, right? Yeah. So you should get
nice.
them. The first 2 games are on PS2, and then the third one was on PS3. But I think they might actually have an HD collection that's on PS4. But you don't have that either, so that doesn't really matter. But you should definitely play at least the first 2 on PlayStation 2.
I'm sorry I've let you down with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, get those because they are really good games. Oh, broke my heart there, Marv.
Sorry.
Broke my heart.
It's because we're out of practice. It's too. Had we been flowing the last couple of weeks, I would have got it.
Yep, I'm sure. But did you guys get it? How many questions did it take for you guys to get it? And now is your time to put in the comments and shame Marv.
Hey.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't need to do that.
On me.
Yeah, he drifted away from the gaming scene for a few years, and so it has come back to bite him in the ass already. So there's no need for you guys to oust him anymore, I guess, for his transgressions against gaming. But anyway, God of War was the answer. Did you get it? Did you not get it? And how many guesses did it take you to figure it out before Marv? So, man, that's just sad.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best.
Anyway. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of MonDaiz/MarviDaiz. I'm glad to have you back, Marv. It's
good to be back, dude.
Yeah, it was
reunited.
Really lonely without you. I mean, I was excited to talk about Indie PopCon, but it's just like, but Marv's not here. So, yeah. And I watched your Chit Chat Tuesdays last week, and just like had that beginning where you just look to your side like sadness. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of MonDaiz/MarviDaiz. And again, we will be back next week for more. And you guys can always check out Marv's channel for Chit Chat Tuesdays, where we're going to be talking about other stuff. And probably play another game of 20 questions where I try to guess the game he thinks about, which is a very limited library, apparently. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. You guys have made this channel happen, and I thank you very much for that. And we will catch you in the next video.